Brace the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an Enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started today at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into an artist. That's right, we've done all the work for you. All you have to do is press play and listen. And today we're doing this. It's finally happening, is what I'm going to say. Like this episode has been cursed since we put it together. So it's nice to finally actually hit the record button and finally let it come together. We're talking about Laura Jane Grace today. And John, I believe you put this up for several reasons. Number one, because of the short discography. Number two, because you wanted to contest our Against Me list, and more on that probably on after the fact. We'll talk about that at a later point. But I mean, there's more to it, right? It's not just those reasons.
Yeah, I mean, Laura is a real interesting person. I first met her in 1998. I think she was 15. Was traveling with someone. They came up to Athens to our little DIY show space to see a show, and I still remember seeing them at the top of the steps. They were like, yeah, we're traveling up from Florida. We're going around. I'm in this band. And I remember too, we were booking shows. Again, this maybe a year or two later, we were booking shows at a bookstore in the basement of a bookstore in town. And my friend Matt got a 7-inch, the first Against Me 7-inch, sent to book a show. And he's like, you guys got to hear this. So played it, and I was like, this is the greatest thing that I've ever heard. And we booked them to come play. It was just Laura and Kevin, who was their original drummer, played on buckets. I still have the set list. And they just blew my mind. I was like, this band is going to change the world. We talked about with Latterman a little bit. Against Me was one of those bands that was it was like seeing, Green Day in 1989 or seeing, Nirvana in 1987. You're like, man, we are in on the ground floor on this thing, and this band's going to be huge. This band's this is going to change everything. And I remember too, so we played with them, we would go down to Gainesville and play. They would come up and play. We would book shows for them, and on it, the shows kept getting bigger and bigger. And when I remember going down and our van had a problem. We were in Gainesville, the van was breaking down. And we went to meet Laura she was booking the show that we were playing, and I was like, oh, I saw this, our van's having problems, but I saw this flyer in town for van repair. I was going to call this person, and she was like, yeah, that's me. So yeah, we kind of had this camaraderie, with their band. We would play with them all the time and go see them play. And it got to the point like, they were on No Idea, and it got to the point where they were, moving up and the shows kept getting bigger and bigger. And I remember after they were on Fat, I think after Searching for Former Clarity came out, I went to go see them in Atlanta at like a real kind of bigger club. And I remember like, and I went to go see them. The show was great, but like it was different. Like it wasn't like the DIY shows that we had. Like the energy is just different. So I was gonna go like talk to them after the show and be like, hey, good show. Remember me? Hey, I came to see you guys. And this bouncer stops me and is like, you can't come in. They're backstage only. You gotta have a. I'm like, no, I know them. Like we go back. Like it's go. Nope. You gotta have a pass. You gotta have a VIP. Like you can't. I was like, okay. I guess things have changed.
Mm.
And then, they go and sign to Sire, do the major label record, which didn't go great from what I understand. And like they were kind of, the martyrs of the DIY scene. It was like, oh, how could they? It was one of like same with Jawbreaker, same with all these other bands. It was like, we'll never sign, and then they did.
Mm.
And so this is, before Laura transitioned. So they Against Me kind of broke up. Like they were gone for a while after the major label thing fell through. And I think it was probably 2013 or 2014. And I see on Twitter, there used to be a parody account called Jaded Punk Hulk. If you know, then you know, I guess. But they posted something on the feed about how, I guess the singer of Against Me is a girl now. I was like, wait, what? And then she was on the cover of like Rolling Stone the next week. And I remember reading that and just like, it just kind of hit me like, oh man, like, because I had been out of the kind of scene for, 10 or so years at that point. My band was long broken up. We never could reach those heights, obviously. But I remember reading that and just being like, man, like that explains, like number one, like I hope she's happy, but like it made me kind of miss those like days of like, being in the DIY punk rock scene and like because when she came out as trans, it was like she kind of was like, oh, I didn't get a lot of support from the DIY punk rock community. Like, so she kind of became this other, joined this other group that, became this, I won't say icon, but like almost like she's a big in that scene, and like as like a trans artist. A lot of people look up to her, and a lot of people, Against Me has gained a lot of new fans by her coming out as trans and being very open and forthright about it. And like she wrote a book called Tranny. Like my picture is in the book at some point. There's a picture from a show in Athens, and I'm in the background somewhere, me and my friends. Like the one of the covers, the sides of the Disco Before the Breakdown 7-inch is a picture from a show I was at. My friends are in the picture. So I was kind of like, man, like I had no idea, but like I hope that like she is happy now, and like that they can get some closure. And of course, like there's this big groundswell of interest in Against Me after that happens, being on the cover of Rolling Stone and all that. So she starts putting out new music, and like Against Me puts out a new record, the Transgender Dysphoria Blues. And like that's a great record. Like they came back and like it was great. But like it's a whole new thing now. And I did not get, I think I may have gone to see them one time, but after she transitioned, but I kind of just stood in the back and watched and just kind of see what it was like. But then I was going to went down to Fest in Gainesville a couple of years ago, I think 2023. And Laura was kind of headlining. Like she had moved to Chicago and like been around and kind of been nomadic and making different records. And like the status of Against Me is again kind of up in the air. But she was going to be like closing down Fest at the end of the weekend, playing like a solo show. And so, has stuck around and, made it in. It was packed. And seeing her in, the town where it all started in Gainesville. And, in there with, a few hundred other people. And just to hear her play those old songs, like, and everyone singing along and, like, being who she is and, like, being open and, like, it was really powerful to be in that room, and it kind of like affected me a little bit. Like I got a little bit emotional. Like, man, like here's this person that I knew 25 years ago as like this kid, and they've like gone on this journey, and like I was just obviously a small, small, small part of it. I'm not claiming that I, was anything more than just a person in a band who booked some shows and played with them. But there were more people who did much, much more. But, we were kind of in the same scene for a little bit. And so to see her now as like this, like I said, like this icon, like this like person who has this notoriety and, being around Gainesville, and like she got the key to the city that weekend. And like I remember walking by and like she was being interviewed by like the TV station, and like just to see her as this like fully realized person is really cool to me, because like I said, I could think back and like still see that 15-year-old kid and be like, yeah, like who knew, this journey that she's been on. And like in the doing solo records now, which is what we're going to talk about today. There's a new solo record coming out next week. She's went to Greece and like formed a kind of an impromptu band with some Greek musicians and her wife now. Oh. And so yeah, it's like she's all done these collaborations. She covered, I think it was Androgynous with like Miley Cyrus and Joan Jett, and like it's really cool to see the artist, like the growth that she's had. And like it just kind of hit me because like you don't get that a lot. Like yeah, you don't kind of understand how those people felt like when Green Day got big, or when whoever else, those bands that started out really small and then they grow and kind of become this other thing. Yeah, I love I love Against Me's music. I still go back and listen to that stuff all the time when it comes up. Still, brings back those feelings. And like her solo stuff is kind of morphing in kind of a different direction. We'll see what the new one sounds like. There's a couple of songs on Bandcamp already. One of them we included in the playlist here. But yeah, I mean she's kind of become like I think a really appropriate, like an apt description. I think someone said, I read this, that she was like, it's kind of a Jonathan Richman thing. Like she's kind of embracing this, very simple style, like this almost like rock and roll 50s and 60s style into this punk thing. And it's really interesting. And I've talked way too much, so I'm going to let someone else take it. But this means a lot to me.
Well, no, and that is shining through like how much it means to you and how geeked up you are about this. And all of those stories are like fantastic. And I recommend folks, I'm sure we're going to dig in more on this on the After the Fact. So it's only $1 a month to get in the door, patreon.com/oh hi Justin. But Peter, like when this gets pitched out there about, hey, should we do Laura's solo stuff? You go, yeah. Is this more of the same, like just kind of growth off of being an Against Me fan, or is there more to it than that?
It's mostly growth from being an Against Me fan. Like, I didn't listen to her first solo record when it came out, but I listened to her second one, and I was like, okay, this is good. Like, she's kind of adding like a Springsteen level to her solo stuff. Mm-hmm. Where there's like songs about characters, and most of the songs are a little bit more mid-tempo, and it's just really interesting to see like what else she has to say that she doesn't want to say in Against Me.
Yeah, I could tell. So you mentioned the word artist, and John, when you were talking about her, and I don't want to like harp on that, but like she is very much an artist, a very gifted songwriter, which, you know, we knew coming out of the Against Me, you know, episode after listening to that band. But like hearing her kind of like spread her wings, and, you know, sometimes it's flops, like sometimes it's misses as far as like, you know, it's not, oh man, you know, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard. But sometimes those chances she's taking in this are just fun. And sometimes they're like profound. And it seems like she's really benefiting from not being constrained to, you know, however you want to list Against Me. Like, although I'll say, like, I feel like some, you know, there are some cross threads in the later Against Me records, you know, against her solo stuff. For the most part, like, they're clearly separate, which is awesome. Like, to your point, Peter, like, there's like a Springsteen, like a cool thing to her. And I mean, she's pretty controversial too. And she's not shy to say what's up. Like, she played a Bernie rally earlier this year, and, you know, we'll probably talk about the song later, but, you know, of course, immediately Lightning Rod, you know, people are coming out and, oh, you know, why is she out here saying this? And I mean, of course, people were saying much worse things because she's a trans person, but like, she's not afraid to do that, which is, you have to be able to willing to speak out. And she is, and and boy did she. So, this isn't like a huge discography, John, but, you know, I don't know if my point rings true about, you know, misses and kind of fun, but I think it worked out to like 60 something songs. Like, when you're carving together your 20 for this, like, is there something you're looking for, like, as you're putting it together?
Not necessarily. I mean, it's just different because, you know, with Against Me, there's like baggage there, right? Against Me's been a band for a really long time. That was her band when she was 15, 16 years old. And then like you said, like when you have someone break free of that and go solo, it's always going to be really interesting to see where they take that. And, you know, trying to capture some of that to see like, oh, here's something where she tried this, and here's something where incorporated this other style, and again, here's songs where it's specifically about, you know, some of the issues that she's always been someone who writes about what she's feeling at the time. You can see that like all the way back to the early Against Me stuff. She's always been like a heart on your sleeve kind of writer. So that still comes through, I think, really effectively. But, you know, it's tough too because some of the stuff on this list was released before she transitioned, and a lot of it is different. I don't know if she even like plays those songs or plays them differently now. And then there's stuff, you know, the newest one and the previous one, there's obviously some very pointed, you know, trans issue songs in there, and, you know, some of that stuff is important. So yeah, it's just looking to it's not a lot of songs, but there's a really diverse mix. So just trying to capture all of that, I think.
What do you think, Peter? Is this something is this a list that you kind of struggled to put together, or does stuff kind of stand out and you just kind of went with it?
I think stuff just kind of stood out and I went with it because, like we said, like, she does take some swings and she does miss sometimes. I'll say that. So this was just basically me taking all the songs where I was like, okay, yeah, this works. This fucking rocks. And just adding them up to 20.
This is one of those bands, and there's going to be more of these coming up, where I kind of accidentally took in the entire discography. I think John gave the list shortly after we put the panel together, and I pushed play, and I got some weird Pac-Man game for free on PlayStation Plus a couple months ago. And I was like, let's see what this thing is about. And I pushed play while I was playing it, and I listened to Laura and played this. It was a weird thing happening, listening to Laura Jane Grace and playing Pac-Man, but not Pac-Man as you think of it. And I could immediately tell that there's a silly side to her that comes out in the solo, the solo stuff, which I definitely wanted to try to find a way to bring some of it in. There's a lot of pointed stuff. There's a lot of serious stuff. It's a mixed bag, and it came together rather quickly, but I also feel like that might play against, I keep saying the word against today, but it might play against us here, John. It's 60 songs. We always talk about the math, and there's only 3 of us. There were supposed to be 4 of us. Do you think there's enough common ground that we kind of blast this out of the park? What do you think for the final say?
Yeah, it's tough. I've been trying to be optimistic and it hasn't really worked out. I'm gonna say 4.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, we could all find ourselves in different corners of this. I could easily see that. What do you think, Peter?
This could go either way, really. I think I'll go with 6.
All right. Well, then I guess the easy thing for me to do would be to split the difference, right? I think I'm going to do that. It's there. It's available. What's the worst that happens? I win. Who knows? We'll see. All right, we're going to take a quick pause, and when we come back, we're going to play the game. It's Deprogrammed. And with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. The 3 of us have come through Laura Jane Grace's discography, easy enough for me to say, and plucked out 20 songs that we're now going to match together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you, in case you have never listened to Laura Jane Grace's solo work. Well, where better to start? Even though I don't think this is one of those artists where, like, the thing necessarily is the thing, but I do think it was, like, a great place to start. And it really kind of set the tone for me and made it such a breeze to listen to her discography from the jump. So how about Random Hearts?
No.
No.
Oh, wow. Double no. Okay. Into the bin. All right. That's interesting. All right. Where you want to go, John?
All right, I'm going to go with a more recent one. This is the first one that she played at that show that I talked about at Fest a couple of years ago. She came out in a police uniform and broke out this one. How about I'm Not a Cop?
I definitely had that on my first pass, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Apparently it did not make my final list.
It's going to be like that then.
Was that a no for you as well, Peter?
Yeah, that was a no.
Okay. Now that is a bummer. I mean, there's a lot of songs like that were in play for me that just, for whatever reason or another, didn't make my final list. All right, Peter, where you want to go?
Let's see if we can find something here. Okay, I don't agree with the title, but I Hate Chicago.
I got it.
Yes, she mentions a few bands in there, including Slint, which I really love, but I did have the song, yes.
Yeah. That is not one I thought was going to be unanimous. Yeah. It's funny, though. I was looking at that one, Peter, like, as, where do I go? Like, where do I go next to kind of try to find you guys? And it seems like we had the same thought there.
Yeah.
All right, where's my search function? I Hate Chicago. I have the whole thing up. There we go. Let me turn that down. A little too loud. I Hate Chicago. I Hate Chicago is in. Scroll back down. Now I have to rethink what's next. All right. There we go. I Hate Chicago is in. And all right, I'm going to put this one out there because it's pointed. It's the song she played at the Bernie rally. I think it's a great song. It's new. Your God, God's Dick.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, it's pointed as fuck. Like, it is square. And, you know, I remember when, I can't remember if it, like, came out right as we were putting the list together for this, or...
Yeah, it did.
And you were like,
it was the first song released from the new run, yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, should we include it? And I was like, yeah, why not? And then, like, I finally got to that. I was like, oh, I am so glad we included this one. All right, let me get this one back up to the top here. Oh, computer, you are so funny. I had a feeling about that one because it's just great. All right. John.
How about Old Friend Stay Alive?
1, 2.
No, but that's a great song.
Yeah.
I always got to consult the written list first. No.
Wow.
Feels like it's going to be that kind of day, huh? Old Friend Stay Alive. All right. Peter?
How about Born in Black?
Let's see. Born.
Late cut.
Oh, yeah, I don't have it either.
No.
All right. Interesting. I mean, judging by the conversation, judging by the Discog, I had a feeling it was going to kind of be like this. Maybe not so many ones from the jump, but all right. How about Hole in My Head?
Yeah, I've got that one.
Yep.
Hey, all right. Interesting. I mean, yes, but also, like, interesting. Seems like some things are just really standing out with us. Oh, my old ass eyes are betraying me. All right, Hole in My Head is in. And where do you want to go, John?
All right. Sometimes the bands have titles for these songs that there's some things if you title a song this, I'm automatically going to pick it. This one is one of those punk rock in basements.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. That must have been 21. Yeah, that must have been 21. But
okay.
We'll take the 2, right? But you're right. Like, I get that. That really must have been 21. Because I swear I thought I had that.
I mean, growing up in the 90s, like, and watching bands like Discount and Hot Water Music, like, punk rock in basements was sort of my life.
I get it. I get that.
But we don't have basements in Florida.
We don't really in Virginia either. I mean, some places in Virginia, at least not where I'm at, I should say, because I'm kind of right on the water. So, all right, John? Oh wait, no, Peter.
That was going to be my next pick. So, let's see, where do I want to go? How about Amsterdam Hotel Room?
No.
No.
Go.
All right. It's always nice when I have like a reason or I know where it dropped out. It's always bad when I don't. All right. I don't know. I keep scrolling past this one. I think because it says fuck you in the title, but what about fuck you just because?
No.
Yes.
Hey, all right. It like even in, you know, the title and obviously like it feels like her attitude. Like just yeah, fuck you just because I kind of needed to have that. So all right, we'll take that too. That's good. John?
All right, this is one that she talked about a lot when this record came out as like an important one. Dysphoria Hoodie.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
That one I think was teetering as you know, a possible cut, and then I listened to it a third time and I was like, but how? Like how do I lose this one? Like it feels like a really important part of her journey. So I mean it's great to hear that she said almost as much. So all right, Dysphoria Hoodie gets a 2. And Peter.
How about I can't see you, but I know that you're there?
No.
Yes.
Hey. All right. I'll take these 2s. These 2s look like they're going to be critical. All right. This is a good time for me to note that when I asked, I didn't get a single answer. The internet didn't answer at all. So usually the answers I get kind of like help me frame my gameplay. Like where do I want to go on my list? That's why I'm kind of all over the place here.
I mean, you got answers for Sponge, but not Laura Jane Craze.
Right? I couldn't believe that. And you know, I don't know, man. Like I feel like people have opinions on this, and just, you know, maybe I just asked at the wrong time and it just didn't, enough people didn't see it to be able to answer it. I don't know.
I mean, she's very active on Threads. You should have asked her.
I should have.
Right.
In hindsight, I should have. And she's the type who would answer. Like she definitely mixes it up with people. Sometimes I look at Spotify to kind of help shore up my list or shore up my choice.
Bad idea.
I get it. I understand. But like, you know, sometimes the numbers kind of like help me understand, you know, what's kind of resonating, you know, outside of me. So like sometimes I use that, and this is one of those. How about the swimming pool song?
Yeah, I've got that.
Hey.
Yeah, I got it too.
There we go. See? It's not always a bad idea, John. I mean, sometimes usually I'm looking at like last cuts when I'm looking at that. Like if I'm looking at cutting a song and then I go to Spotify and it's like one of the top played songs, it's like, okay, well, maybe I need to give it another listen. And why am I thinking about cutting this thing? So glad I kept this one. All right. Boom, just like that at 4. It's a very interesting like way this is happening though. All right, John?
All right. I picked a few from Heartburns. How about Anna is a Stool Pigeon?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
All right. Move right past my 4 there.
Yeah. I mean, again, whenever you pick something low, like it's you always want to be wrong, but like the other way.
Yeah.
Always better to get more. But we definitely need to go past this 5 now, because your boy doesn't want to win. All right, Anna is a stool pigeon. Boom and boom. Which was a song that was always going to get in, but Spotify definitely told me that this is one of her most played songs. So I was like, oh, okay. I was right about that. Peter.
How about Supernatural Possession?
Yes, that was the next one I was looking at.
No.
Okay, we'll take that too. Boom, 2. All right. Already did that one. All right, this is an interesting one. How about Day Old Coffee?
No.
I like the song, but I don't like Dale Coffee.
All right. Into the bin. All right. John?
All right. How about Apocalypse Now and Later?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I love that, but no. That one was a late cut too. She's got away with song titles for sure.
Yeah.
Apocalypse Now and Later is great. All right, Peter?
How about Cuffing Season?
Yeah.
No.
Where is it though? There it is. Take that 2. All right. Back around to me. I think I'm very quickly running out of songs here. Let me give it a quick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I still have a good couple. We've got a couple more rounds in us, I think. How about 3 of Hearts?
No.
No.
All right, Bend. John?
The Hotel Song.
Oh, no.
No.
She's got a lot of those too. The blank song.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Peter.
Let's try the song. The Friendship Song.
Yeah,
No.
I think we're officially out of NTP.
Oh, we have been.
Oh. All right, let's see. Friendship gets a 2. Shuffle the deck here, and then I already did that one. Did that one. How about Reality Bites?
Nah.
No. Oh,
Okay.
good movie, but didn't take the song.
1, 2, 3. All right, John?
Please Leave.
No.
No.
Okay.
It's funny. I was like, ooh, and then no. All right, Peter?
How about Active Trauma?
Oh, no.
Close, but no.
Wait, why is that not coming up? Act. Huh. Why is that not coming up? All right. How about Razorblade Blues.
Nope.
No.
All right. John?
Conceptual Paths. Back to the beginning.
Yeah, I've got it.
Hey, I do not.
All right.
2. Peter?
Have we done China Beach yet?
We have not. But I have it.
I do too.
Hey.
Hey.
Just like that. Boom.
Yep.
And now the weight all goes to Peter.
Unless we get another one.
Unless we get another one.
Right.
There's a couple more here. I feel like on my... All right. Boom and boom. Let me shuffle the deck here. See what I got left. I think I've only got like 4 left. 1. That one's done. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
I've got 3 left.
3.
Oh, yeah. I got
Okay,
3.
so
4.
yeah, I'll just dump out then. And I feel
Yeah.
like... All right, I'll start at the top. Amputations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. I kept skipping that one. I love a good unanimous coming out of a dump out. It just makes
I
me
know, right?
ridiculously happy for some reason. Although it does create more work on my end because I got to find it in playlists and such. But just like that, none of us are going to win. I mean, that's a positive. All
It's
right.
fine with me.
Right, exactly. Take the weight off of all of us, boys. Let's see, the calendar song.
No.
No.
All right. How about Baby Baby?
No.
Nope.
All right. And then last but not least, All Fucked Out.
This episode is sponsored by Friskies, who would like to tell your cats hi. Now, if that didn't get your cat's attention, there's one thing that always does the trick. Just pour some Friskies crunchy food in the bowl and you'll hear those paws come running. Works every time. With so many Friskies choices, you can always bring your cats running from their secret napping spots. There's always more to explore. See for yourself at friskies.com or visit your local store.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
No.
Nope.
Okay. Well, we got 7, which was more than all of us. So
Yeah.
we're going to have to, work our way all the way out. But you got a chance to make this conversation a little harder here, John.
All right. I've got Manic Depression,
No.
Hanging Tree,
Nope.
and the last one is Karma Too Close.
No.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Conversation will not be any harder. All right. And Peter.
I've got Random Hearts,
Hey,
Harsh
wait.
Realms.
Wait a second. I led with Random Hearts.
You did?
He did.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's
yeah,
it too.
It's a 2 now. So you
I
did
had
make
that one.
you did make the conversation harder.
So Harsh Realms, and then there's Cowards Sing at Night.
That's a fucking really good one. Last time we set this up, and when you came in, and I told you I was having, I was having doubts, that was the song I was listening to. I was like, man, I feel like I should have had that one. All right. So we get 7 all the way through. Let me shuffle the deck one last go, and then I'll read down what we got. I Hate Chicago. Wait, one's missing. What's missing? This should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh.
What you got?
I Hate Chicago, Your God, God's Dick, A Hole in My Head, In as a Stool Pigeon, the Swimming Pool Song, China Beach, and Amputations. So I have it on one of them. Yeah, I have it on one of them, but it didn't, for some reason, move over to my... The H. Oh, I see why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I see why. It's because there isn't an album name next to Your God, God's Dick. So it's showing up as 6 in my per album list, but 7 on my actual list. Okay. Anyway, the boring stuff out of the way. I'll go down this one last go. I Hate Chicago, Your God, God's Dick, Hole in My Head, In as a Stool Pigeon, the Swimming Pool Song, China Beach, Amputations. I feel like we've got a really good, nice, rounded start here. We got a bunch of 2s, John. Let me run these down real quick. Punk Rock and Basements, Fuck You Just Because, Dysphoria Hoodie, I Can't See You. Oh, man. Long title that I can't read all of. There we go. I Can't See You, But I Know You're There. Supernatural Possession, Apocalypse Now and Later, The Friendship Song, Cuffing Season, Conceptual Paths, and Random Hearts. Is there one that's kind of really jumping out at you, John?
Oh, Dysphoria Hoodie, for sure.
Right. Is there any resistance to that, Peter?
No.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
I had a feeling. All right, was there one jumping out at you?
Apocalypse Now and Later.
Oh yeah, I'm so on board for that. What just happened? Don't do that to me, computer. Just for you, Hoodie, Apocalypse Now and Later. All right, that brings us up to a 9. My inclination is to lean towards Punk Rock and Basements. I don't know if that's the leader in the clubhouse for you too, John.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I think we already have 2 from Heartburns. I don't think we need any more. So, I Can't See You, Conceptual Paths, Random Hearts. I'm thinking those are out. And yeah, I think out of the ones that are left, I think, Punk Rock and Basements would probably be the one for me.
I mean, attitudinally, I could see Fuck You Just Because.
Right, that would be number 2, yeah.
Well, there you go. What do you think, Peter? Do you have a ranking?
Same ranking. Punk Rock and Fuck You.
I really wanted Old Friends Stay Alive, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah. What do we think? I mean, I feel like the attitudes are both kind of similar as far as Punk Rock and Basement. They both make sense here at 10. Is there one that you're kind of leaning towards, John?
Well, like I said, Punk Rock and Basements, that's always going to... You got me with the title right away. And it is more of that, kind of rock and roll style that she's, becoming, more proficient in. So I think, that'd probably be the one for me.
Yeah, I'm with it. I mean, like I said, that was the one I was leaning towards from jump. So let's do that. Let's see if this list is complete. Yeah, I keep looking at the stupid number and I don't need to. All right. I Hate Chicago, Your God, God's Dick, Hole in My Head, Anna is a Stool Pigeon, The Swimming Pool Song, China Beach, Amputations, Dysphoria Hoodie, Apocalypse Now and Later, Punk Rock and Basements. John, out of those 10, which one's the one?
Ooh. It's between Hole in My Head and Dysphoria Hoodie for me.
Yeah, I think you're right there. What do you think, Peter?
I would say Your God, God's Dick, or Hoodie.
Going with a new one, okay.
What's funny is those are the two I was looking at. Is it's such a Your God is such a strong statement, and it's so great. I lean, if we're looking at those three songs, I lean Dysphoria Hoodie. I think,
Yeah.
you know, like thinking about like how important it is to her, says a lot, and putting it out there, I think is probably the move. But and since it was on all three of ours, I think that says something too. So let's go with Dysphoria Hoodie as our number one. I'll get it on here in the background. I'll run down our list one last go, and we will close up shop. I gotta get better and faster at search function. All right, there we go. Dysphoria Hoodie is our number one. We have I Hate Chicago, Your God, God's Dick, Hole in My Head, Anna is a Stool Pigeon, The Swimming Pool Song, China Beach Amputations, Apocalypse Now and Later, Punk Rock in Basements rounds out our 10. Let's let Dysphoria Hoodie get a moment in the sun.
Threadbare, no better feeling on a Saturday morning with weed and coffee.
There we go. Love it. She is such a great songwriter, and it really was a fun go to, you know, dip into what she's been up to away from Against Me, and
go check out the new one. Like it comes out next week. By the time this is released, it'll be out. Go check it out. Maybe there's something on there that we should have had on here.
Totally. And I mean, it should also go. Your God, God's Dick. One, you know, the new song at the time when we put this together, all made our list. So, again. I always bring this up whenever we do a short discography. It's just worth doing the dive. But if you're not willing to make the dive, listen to our 10 and go from there. And like John said, the new record, by the time this comes out, will be out. Go give that a listen. She's got a special place. Like I feel like she's done something pretty special, and she deserves some more, you know, I'm hesitant to say praise, but like, you know what I mean? Like, people should acknowledge, like, I mean, a lot of people do, but I feel like more people should be on Laura Jane Grace. So that's why we're here. All right. We have done it, and we have turned you on to our music, I hope. If you disagree with our choices, that's fine. You can tell me in the Spotify comments. You know, it's we can have a little chat there if that is something you would like to do. But if you're going to do that, a 5-star rating would be super helpful. Gets us helps seen in the algorithm. Same thing goes for Apple Podcasts. 5-star review would be super duper helpful. Sharing, of course, is caring. If you would like to give financially, it's only $1 a month. That opens the door at our Patreon, patreon.com/ohhijustin. It gets you these episodes that you program before the rest of the world. It gets you the after the fact conversation that we're about to have, almost immediately. Occasional Oh Hi Justins, again, that's becoming less and less frequent, unfortunately. And, you know, other random thoughts and things go there. If you bump up to the $5 level, it gets you like special access to certain channels in our Discord server, and the ever so occasional there's like a WrestlePals thing that rarely ever happens, but if it does, you'll have access to it. It also gets you access on the $1 level just to our Discord server. It gets you an invite. If none of that is intriguing to you, or you just don't have the scratch, I understand. but you'd still like to join our Discord server, it's the Legion of Stupid Discord. You can either search that or ask me for a link and come on in and join. And the water's fine. We are growing a tree. We are counting. It's also a great place to find panelists for artists that you want to talk about. You just go to the Deprogram channel, and there are 2 sub-channels to that. One is for Music League, which is something that's been going on, which is a lot of fun. And then the other one is for finding panelists. It literally is called Finding Panelists. Say what you want to talk about, and we will find a panel for you, and we'll get you involved. It'll be a good time. We are a podcast. Of course, that means subscribing, rating, commenting are all like really great ways to help. I mentioned before, sharing is caring. Putting that link out there would be super awesome. But the absolute best way you can help the show is by telling somebody that you listen to it. Hey, I listen to Deprogrammed, and you should too. And with that, Laura Jane Grace, learn and love people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.